All right, I'm here in Louisiana, heading to the boat ramp. It's a little foggy this morning, but hopefully that'll keep that morning bite going on a little bit longer. I'm really looking forward to getting out into this lake. It's a little place that my buddy Tyler Stewart had told me about. He's been catching some giant ones there. So I'm gonna go out there, see if I can't figure it out, put a couple of those real big fish in the boat, and hopefully make a good little video out of it, because it's a place I've always wanted to go. He's been inviting me down here a few times, so I'm gonna go see if I can kind of put it all together. And then if not, it sounds like it's got a bunch of grass in it, some hydrilla, and go throw that new hammer trap, go throw my favorite chatterbait, that jackhammer. I might even throw that Evo a little bit today. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Number one for the morning, scented jerk shad, angler tungsten, clips swim bait head there, a little 1/4 ounce, sweet little hook, sweet bait. There's a whole school of them down there now, if you can see that. Not the 2D. Let's see if we can't get some more. Well, just caught a big one. Look at this guy right here. This is, hang on. Let's see if I can get my phone set up. That's that scented jerk shad. You can see I got him hooked actually outside the mouth. He sucked it in through there. There's so many of them down there. Sucked it in, went through all the way, hooked them on the outside. Pretty wild. I've never hooked a fish like that. We can get him unhooked here. But it's a big old fish. All right, finally found my scale. It's gonna be the first one this year I weighed. Look at this big girl again. Gotta be. We'll see. I don't even know. If it's a 6-pounder, maybe pushing 7. Got the big old eyes on it though. All right, let's see. $6.30. I don't know if you can. Probably not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to see that, but $6.30. That's a good one. That's a good one. Look at those eyeballs. Let's get her back in the water. Oh. Say bye to this big girl. All right, so I'm making a little move here. I'm gonna go actually up and try to fish a little bit shallower. It's still really foggy, so I'm just idling across. Looks like I got fog on my face. Either way, I wanted to show you quick what I was catching them on. I ended up catching about 5 of them off this spot, and after that big one I caught I think 3 more. They were like mostly 2-pounders, so I didn't even actually take a little video, but all on this guy right here. This is that scented jerk shad. This is a 5-inch. It's on the Angler Tungsten Eclipse head. It's a solid tungsten head, so it shows up really well on my Lowrance active target right there. I really like this. It's got a good hook in it. It's strong. You can catch a giant fish on it. You won't have to worry about bending it out. So that's something you might want to pay attention to. Check it out. If you want to get one, they're 20% off the Angler Tungsten stuff. You use the code, I believe it's BUCK20. If that doesn't work, let me know. I'll figure out what the new code is. It might have changed since then, but get you 20% off. So make sure you check this guy out. Throwing it on 10-pound Seaguar Tatsu. That's the leader line I'm using right now. So we're gonna just kind of keep buzzing around. I'm gonna go throw a trap around a little bit, that new hammer trap. Probably do a little bit of jackhammer fishing. See if we can't get anything going in the grass here. All right, making a little bait change here. Grab that out real quick. I want to try throwing that hammer trap, and I've been throwing it in that sneaky shad. I caught one on it the other day, that guy there, but we're gonna mix them up. We're gonna get a red one on. Let's see what we got. We're gonna go with this guy here. I believe this one's called Bayou. I like when they have that little white bottom. Get that one on there. Just a little, just a little bit of a mix up. Change it up a little bit. Still throwing the 5/8 on. Let's see if that makes a difference. The water's a little bit dirty in here. Even though the other one had a little bit of a chartreuse stripe on it, maybe this red will stick out. And when you're in Louisiana or Texas, you can't go wrong with red. It's pretty much anywhere in the spring. But put that guy on there and see if we can't get him to work. All right, well, we know that red hammer trap I just put on just lost possibly the biggest freaking bass I've ever had hooked in my life. I had it on for, I don't know, probably 30 seconds. It was enough to watch it jump twice out front, maybe 3 times. Walked it over to the side of the boat, got over there, jumped again. I could see this trap, like it just barely had the hooks just in its lips. Like the trap, you could completely see it. Walked it around the power poles, got to the back corner of the boat, and she started to come up one more time, and I was pulling on her, trying to get her to stay down, and when she came up and jumped, I can't even explain it, but man, that trap, like, I just wish it would have got a little bit deeper, but I guess that's how it goes. But biggest fish I've ever caught was 9.5. I caught that 6:30 earlier today. This was 8 all day. It might have been 10. It was just, its mouth was, it was like a freaking, you could put a basketball in it, it looked like. But I guess we'll shake it off. Good news is that's like the first real shallow stuff I've hit, so we'll see. I got another like 2 or 3 hours. I think 2 hours probably before I got to head over to Toledo, so let's go keep bouncing around. Hopefully I got a better update for you in a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll catch that giant. We'll see. Oh man. Well, got a little bit of redemption. Look at the size of this sucker. That is a giant mouth. That was on that spring crawl jackhammer. It's a big one. That's not as big as the one I caught or lost earlier. It's bigger than the one I caught though earlier. I think that's gonna go 7 all day. Let's grab the scale here. Oh. Man, look how pretty she is. She is a big old fat pre-spawner. Let's see what she goes. 756. That's a big one. It's full grown. Look at that. Let's get her back in the water. All right, let's get her back in the water. That's a big one. Look at that freaking fish. Oh, I might have lost a 10-pounder earlier today. This one makes up for it though. It makes me feel a lot better. Look how pretty she is. She ready? She might even jump. Got another one. It's another one that's probably 4 something, I would guess. Let's see. Actually, let's just throw them on the scale. Why not? Right? We're here. We caught them. Put all that work in. It's a solid one. It is what you would call a solid citizen. Let's see. What do you think? You got a guess? Put them in the comments below. 445. So we got a 765, a 630, a 445, and then some probably, I would say 2.5s that would mix fill out a bag, and lost that mega one, but we're having some fun today. We really are. So let's get him back in the water. I got only a little bit more time to go before I really should leave now, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep fishing. Get him in there. Ready? And back down they go. So next thing I want to do here, I'm gonna idle a little bit, and I still got that dirt on my face. I'm gonna do a little bit of idling here. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm looking for when I'm looking for the hydrilla, to get these fish kind of setting up where they're staging, a little pre-spawn action. All right, here we go. All right, I'm just getting moving here now. And when you're looking for the hydrilla, or there's gonna be some eelgrass mixed in. There's gonna be a little bit of everything. It's not just hydrilla, but you're looking for where that's when you're not moving. It's kind of fuzzy looking. Here we're moving. You can see it right there. So it's clean, 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 clean. A little drop off to a little creek channel, and then you get that grass patch right there. So it goes all the way to here. Then see it drops off. It gets deeper. So it's stopping in like 6 foot or so. And if you come over to the 2D, it's all that yellowy green mess right there. That's all the grass. And you can see we're coming up quick. See if there's more grass on this side of the ditch, and there is right there. So basically what I'm trying to do is fish that outside line of all the grass edges, and it's a mix of hydrilla. So I would put a waypoint on this side and then a waypoint on that side, and then you can kind of see here, we're pretty shallow, so it's not coming up real great, but it's showing right along there kind of how all that grass is setting up. So if you kind of use that to your advantage, mark some waypoints, mark those edges there, and then right here there's a nice like little clump, that sort of stuff. Make sure you mark all that, and you'll be able to come back, fish it more efficiently. Make sure you're making that right cast where you're going, sit in the boat here, cast right down that edge, making that cast right across the little point, right across that next edge of grass, and I guarantee you'll catch more fish. This is the perfect spot for fishing that jackhammer, for fishing that hammer trap. Both of those are going to work really well there. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Water temp here, you can see we got 54 degrees, it's 104. I'm supposed to leave it 1, but it's looking like we're gonna leave it 2 instead. Gonna go hit 1-2 more spots and then call it a day. All right, just got off the water, making my way to Toledo Bend. Really, it was a cool day. I had some fun out there. Started off the morning doing some offshore roadbed fishing a Damiki rig. I was fishing that Senate jerk shad that I was showing you before on that Eclipse angler tungsten jig head there. It's a 1/4 ounce. I would, if you've used it before, and I didn't say this before, but that Eclipse jig head actually has a spring on it, which Elastic does not take to. So you have to actually take a pair of dikes or some sort of pliers and cut that spring off. And then I'll thread it right up there. I'll put a little bit of super glue on it and just tap it right to the head of that tungsten, and it stays on there perfect. It's a really good setup. I was using a 5-inch. I was using Gussie's Blue Glimmer, which is a really good color. And then I was also using Bad Shad, which is my personal favorite. I was going back and forth between the two of them. If I drop it on one or throw it out on one, and they'd eat one or one touch one, I would switch it over. So that was kind of what I had going on that offshore stuff. I threw a big crankbait for a while, and I just could not get them to eat it. They would follow it, they'd look at it, they didn't want to fully commit. What else can I tell you about that offshore stuff? I drug a football jig around a little bit. I tried some, what else I threw? I threw a Carolina rig a little bit. They didn't seem to want that. They wanted something suspended up over their head. All right, got rid of that tickle, I think. And they wanted something suspended over their head, it seemed more like. So after kind of messing around with them a while, that Damiki seemed to be the better bet. After that, I went up shallow and I started fishing a bunch of grass. There's that hydrilla, and you'll see before that Lowrance little video where I kind of showed you what I was looking for. Set that out 100 foot or so. That way you can really get to see a good defined grass edge. It'll help you pick everything apart a little bit faster. But when I went up to that grass, I started off with that hammer trap, and I lost a freaking monster like I was telling you about. Then I ran around a little bit, hit a couple other areas, didn't have much going on, and then I picked up that spring crawl jackhammer, which is one of my favorites in the spring. It's like a green pumpkin, a dark green pumpkin. It's got that dark red to it. And I started throwing that around. I was throwing that actually on a glass rod. That's that favorite 741 fat glass cranking, and that's been my kind of go-to over the years when I'm fishing grass. That you hook them and get it a little bit deeper. The first one actually got them right on the outside of or right in the roof of the mouth, right on like the lips. So it wasn't as deep as it could have been, but it was still. It was a 756 and it was pegged. Like, it was not going to come off. I could have probably tried to boat swing that thing. I might have been able to get it in without ripping it out. And then a couple spots later, I ended up catching a 445. So that was another solid fish. That was again on that jackhammer. And what made me switch from the trap to that was some of this grass was getting a little bit shallower, and that trap it wasn't coming through quite as well. So that was why I made that little bit of a switch. And I wanted to see if they would eat that a little bit better, maybe get a little bit deeper. So that was kind of those bites I had up shallow. I only had 3, I guess it would have been 3 bites up shallow, but they were all good fish. Water temp was like 52 to 54, depending on what part of the lake you were on. And out deep, I ended up catching that one big one. It was like 6'10", and then I also had, I don't know, probably 4 other ones that were like, I would say, between 2 and 2.5 pounds. So all in all, great day. Glad I made the stop. Looking forward to eventually going back to that lake. It seems like it's a special little place, so that'll be fun. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Happy to try to help you out, answer them. And what else? That's pretty much it. One thing I just thought of too, that I was using a jackhammer. It was a 1/2 ounce. I was putting a razor shad on there in green pumpkin. That's been my go-to combo forever. So if you've watched my videos before, you know I'm a big razor shad fan. And that's pretty much what I throw 95% of the time. So that's just a little combo of what I had going on. Thanks for watching.